Sorted. Kia ora and welcome to my channel. My name is Kayleigh and I'm coming to you from the east coast of the North Island of Aotearoa, New Zealand. And yeah, this is all about craft, the things that I make and do. Today is the 28th of September 2024, which means it's spring in New Zealand, which is fantastic. What am I wearing? No, no, I was actually planning to film today and I didn't have a very good sleep last night because I woke up with acid reflux and I ended up being very, very, very sick in the toilet. So I slept on the couch and didn't have a great sleep. So I had a shower this morning and got dressed in some comfy clothes so I could do stuff around the house. And then as the day has gone on, I've just been like, oh, I can't be bothered getting changed. I can't be bothered doing my hair. I can't be bothered putting anything on my face. And then I thought, oh, just make yourself a little bit presentable and come out and do it, because tomorrow is a gardening day. So what have I been up to? I've got a list because I did forget some things last time. So I'll start off with the thing that I forgot last time, which was a finished object. And it's this. It's a cowl, which I made up. Never made a cowl before. And it's not too bad. I'm not going to put it on because my hair is already a mess. But I used leftover bits of my hand spun yarn. And I did mosaic knitting. So, and it does work. It's really quite nice and cozy. I keep thinking I've got a nut stuck in my teeth. Sorry if I do. Yeah, so that was a finished object from last time. And I just did some short rows at the bottom, just to make the front lower than the nape of the neck. And that seems to have worked quite well. I can't remember how many stitches I cast on. So yes, so hand spun cowl. I can now mark that off my list. I actually forgot a few things, or a couple of things last time. And I have another finished object. Haven't worn it yet because even though it was, we have had some really, really, really warm weather in August, it cooled back down again. So, but anyway, this is the Tokonatsu top by Yamagara, I think. And I've knit this in 100% tussar silk. It's got a lovely, it looks really nice on, so I will wear it on one of these pods one day. Yeah, and just the front sort of just drapes down lovely, so I'd always wear it with like a little singlet tank top type thing. But I love it. It's beautiful. So there you go. Done. Really enjoyed making this, and I don't really know what else to say. Oh dear. The other finished object is hanging up over here. And this is the Kika dress by Fibre Mood. Hopefully you can see that. Made with linen. And we've got a, I'll put that away. We've got a wedding to go to next week, so I'll probably wear that then. I have worn it once to work. That was a fairly simple make. So yes, And then I think I've got one more thing that I made. So Judy the doll has an outfit. No knickers yet though. So there she is. I know some of you thought she was creepy, but I've seen creepy dolls. And I realised that part of what it is you can see on her little eyes that they've got like a little slit at the top, and it would have been where her eyelashes were inserted and they've come out. So maybe we could try and get you some eyelashes, girl. But anyway, she's got a little dress and a bonnet. Isn't that cute? And what I did was I found a couple of people that sell PDF versions of old, because I really wanted the clothing patterns to come from the era that she would have come from. So this was the first one I got, and the outfit I made her is that one there. And I've also bought this one here because she measures 16 inches, I think. I did have to start again when I started, because I started to think, oh, it's a little bit narrow, and then I remembered that old patterns never included a seam allowance, so you always had to cut an extra bit around. It's a bit of a pain really, but anyway, so I did that. So I've got a few things to make for her. I enjoyed doing that the other day, and just some spinning is the only other thing I've finished. So I was gifted, as you guys would have been told 1,000 times before, I was gifted some alpaca from my friend who keeps alpacas, and so I wanted to have a go at blending the alpaca with wool. And so this was my first go, and I did keep the vital statistics somewhere. Okay, so this one here weighs 63 grams. And it's 141.68 meters, so it works out as like a sport weight. And then I still had some left on the bobbin, and what was the story with that? Oh yes, so I applied it with some, I had spun some just plain black alpaca, and then I went to find the other bobbins. So I'd done 2 bobbins and I couldn't find the second one, which I have since found. And so I applied the leftovers of one bobbin, there was some left, with some of the black on one. So that came to, so this is 56 grams, and it's just over 104 meters. So it's a DK weight. Not sure if you can really see that, but let's see if you can see that properly. Excuse my nails. I've been doing woodwork today. And then I still had some black left when I'd finished the grey. So I had a whole lot of bobbins with just little tail ends. So I spliced them together and applied them with this black. So some of the things it's blended with is some white, there's some, what else is there? There's some merino and silk blend in a purpley colour. Well, there's all sorts, so you can sort of see that one, and that's also worked out a DK weight, and that was 64 meters. Oh, sorry, so this was 32 grams, and this was 64. Okay, grams. So that's all that done. And I do still have a spinning project, but I'll talk about that shortly. So the thing that I've been working on the most this month has been, apart from the finished bits, is I was watching Diane from U Tree Yarn Craft. If you haven't seen her, go and check her out. She's lovely. I just love her to bits. And she was making a rocket tee, which is by, hang on, I'll get the name for you. Let me just pull this stuff out. I've got things in this bag that I brought home from work. There's bits and pieces that I'd left there. Oh, there's an apple in there too. Tanis Fibre. So that's that there. And because I had lots of that silk left, the tussar silk, and I had a cone of woolly knit cotton linen blend that I hadn't used, I decided to make a striped tee with those two, and I'm really enjoying how it's turning out. Oh, let me just hold that up for you. So I've probably got the same distance again to do in the body, and I've just been working on that at work. I haven't been working on it here at home, so because I have other things up my sleeve now. The neck and the sleeves are finished with a I-cord bind off, and it looks like actually the hem is too. Yeah, I'm really enjoying that. Gotta love a stripe, so there you go. I'll put those away. So that's been keeping me busy. I have done some work on, no, I haven't done any work on you. I've done some work on the Daydreamer since the last time you've seen me. I've got to remember to put some stitch markers on these. There she is. Not a lot. It probably looks exactly the same, but the little chicken stitch marker, which I got from Kayleigh of Row Row and Cades, commissioned by Angie. So from there to there is what I've done, which is quite a lot because every second row is cable, like it's just cable. So, but you know, I'm not in a rush for this because now summer's coming. But I would like to have it done for next winter, so we'll just carrying on with that one. What else did I talk about? Oh yes, I did bring it in. Look at me. Oh my gosh, guys, there's so much stuff here. I forgot to show you guys this last time, so this is just an as and when I feel like doing it project, but it's a crochet blanket done with scrappy balls of wool, and the plan is to gift it to my sister. when it's done. And her birthday's in May, so if I can get it done for May next year, that'd be nice. And I've just really enjoyed doing that. What I do is I just, every now and then I just change, I hold 2 strands together, and every now and then I just change, either change the ball, or I've got these balls that I've wound up, which are just one colour, tie a knot, change it to another colour, and so it's quite cool because you don't know what colour, like I can't remember what colours I put in there last time, so that's great. So there's that one I forgot to show you guys last time. And I've brought my Nana jersey out, but I have not touched this for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. So, but I did keep forgetting to show you guys. So this is my Nana jumper. For those of you who haven't seen me before, my Nana is 93, and she is the person who I suppose I've got this love of spinning and knitting from. And I am secretly knitting her a jersey using her measurements. So that's it there. Hopefully you can see that. The light's not that great in here, but if I can avoid it, I try not to put the overhead light on in here because it flickers. So there you go. And I'm using, in that one I'm just using Utaku DK. It's one of the balls. It's another one of the balls. And another one of the balls. So yes, so I've updated you on some things that I've neglected for a while. Right, so the next one is a cool project. I was watching Jana from Finished Knitting Stories earlier on in the month, and she was talking about why she does birthday knits. Her birthday's in September, and she just sort of said that, you know, birthdays weren't always a good thing for her. I don't know why, it's up to her to share if she wants to, but so for the last few years she casts on something new for her birthday, and it sort of lifts the mood for her. And she actually showed all the different things that she's made that were cast on, birthday cast-ons. And the one that she showed was called Gloam, the Gloam cardigan, I think, by Kayleigh Hunter of Boyland Knits. I don't know if you can see that there. Her one was quite a different sort of wool, but I'll show you the, yeah, so I'll show you the, I'll just pop that under there so you can't see the information. But that's the back drawing of what it looks like. So it's just a nice oversized loose cardigan. So I decided, when I saw that, I thought, oh, this would look nice in that. So I decided to do a spin to knit project. However, what I've been spinning has been slightly different from this, because I've also incorporated some brown alpaca into it as well. So I'll show you. Got a little bit of a bat left that I used with my drum carder. These are the scrappy bits left in the basket. All sort of, the cat's been in here, that's the problem. So you can see those. I'll probably have to hold those together. So that's basically the look of that. And this is one of the bobbins, just so you can kind of see how that looks. I've started it. Where did I put it? In here. And I've been filming it so that I can have like a little video at the end. So I've filmed the carding, the spinning, the plying, the casting on, the knitting, as and when I remember to pick up the camera. And that will be just one of those special videos that I'll chuck out at some point during the time. So here you go, right in the middle of the row, because that's what we do. I just got too tired last night and I stopped. But this will just give you an idea of what the fabric's looking like. I love it. And even though this fabric does kind of, or this wool probably does hide the pattern a little bit, you can see the pattern. You just got to be at the right angle, and I don't really care. I love it. So that's going to be a nice piece when it's done. Oh, it feels nice too. And yeah, with alpaca, it's just a lot drapier. It's gorgeous. So I'm really enjoying that. So that's been my nighttime knit for the last few days. In between spinning at night as well, because I can't spin at work, can I? So I take the rocket tea to work, and then I was spinning on this. So this is what the leftovers of that ball go. Yeah, so there you go. Yum. Oh, acquisitions. Nothing too exciting, guys, but it's exciting to me. So a few weeks ago I was op shopping in town, and Evan was still in the States, and I'll tell you about that later. And I had to go into town to do something, but I was in a rush because Digger was still at home, but I really wanted to see if I could find a particular piece of secondhand furniture, but for really, really cheap. So I whipped into Habitat for Humanity, had a quick scan around, couldn't see anything, and then had a quick look at the craft section on my way back out the door, and I saw that. I was like, what's this? And it had a little tag on it which said silk, question mark, nylon, question mark, unknown, $10. Now this is heavy, this is a good few kilos. So I thought, well, I don't care what it is either way, because if it's nylon, I'll just blend it with some wool for some sock yarn, and if it's silk, it's silk. So I brought it home, and I pulled out my trusty textile skills from when I was at high school, and I did a burn test on it, and it's silk. This is silk, and it's beautiful. I haven't done anything with it yet, but I'm just so happy. Can you imagine that? Ooh, $10. Yeah. Oh dear. I'm a dork. Right. Oh, so I've got some podcast recommendations. I was just looking down because there was one that I forgot last time and I was gutted. So one of my friends, one of my international knitty friends, who I originally met through my friend Kayleigh Menzies, who is Roro and Cades on YouTube and on Ravelry. She has a Discord group for the people who watch her podcast, and McKenzi's one of those people. So McKenzi is this gorgeous girl, and she lives in Alaska, and she's just started a podcast, and her podcast is called Wamples and Coffee. I will pop her down below in the description box so that you can click on the link and watch her videos. She is cool. She's a neat girl, and she makes beautiful stuff, and she's a librarian. And librarians are the coolest people. The other one was one that I stumbled across a little while back, not that long, maybe in the last month or so. And her name is Kayleigh, and her channel's called Shadows at Midnight. And she's a stay-at-home mum of 2 little ones, and she's just got this lovely, gentle nature about her. And she does vlog style videos on homemaking, general life stuff, knitting, crafts, just interesting little bits and snippets and things in her life. And yeah, I really enjoy watching her. And even though like she's very mindful of not showing her children's faces in the videos, you do see the children doing bits and pieces in the videos. And oh, she's such a good little mum. She really is a good little mum. And you know, like she said when I commented that, you know, sometimes things aren't great, you know, but wouldn't be life, would it? Nothing's ever perfect, and we're not perfect. And God, I mean, I think I was quite a good mum, but I would never lie and say I haven't lost it at my kids before. So yeah, I just think, you know, you don't see the kids like on the phone, scrolling through a phone, you know, one of them's not even at school, and she's teaching them how to write and read and go on adventures and using their imagination and things like that. So anyway, go and watch her because she's gorgeous. Yeah, so the rest is just life stuff. I'm not going to say goodbye because how dare you go away when I'm about to share some stuff about my life. Yeah, so first up we've got Vlogtober coming up in October, and yes, I am going to do Vlogtober. It's the school holidays now, it's just started, so from Tuesday onwards I will be sharing my daily life with you guys. Yay for you. And I've got quite a few bits and pieces happening around home, so you'll be able to share in my delights as I do that. Morag, our winner from the giveaway, she's let me know that she's received her goodies, so that's really good as well. Yeah, and then the big thing was that on the 29th of August, Evan, my partner, or as he said, my fiance, he went over to the States, the United States of America, and he was there for 2 weeks. Well, he was there for 10 days, but away from home for 2 weeks because of all the flying and the time differences. And he went with there were 6 of them all together, and they're all Speedway boys, and they went to watch the World 100s in Eldora, which is in Ohio, I believe. They hired 2 camper vans, they flew into JFK. I was shitting myself, I kid you not, when my friend who'd been over to the States said, oh, they really grill you at customs, like, what are you doing here? And they ask you, you know, their security's really tight. And I thought, oh, great, something's going to go wrong, because, you know, Evan's so busy with work. The other guys pretty much organised the trip. He booked his tickets, gave them the money for whatever he needed to give them money for, and he had a loose idea of what they were doing in his head, but he didn't really know all the details. And I thought, if he gets grilled at customs, he won't know what to say. So, you know, I said to him, make sure that the boys have shared all the details with you, because, you know, they get interviewed separately. So anyway, they flew in, and he said this guy was interviewing him, and he's chatting away to him and sort of said, you know, we're doing this, that and the other thing. And then the guy sort of said, oh, can you excuse me a moment? And he calls over his buddy, and then another guy comes over and says, he quietly said something to this guy, and the other guy looked at Evan and went, yeah. And then another guy got called over, and same thing happened, and then they said, oh, you look like Carl Urban. And I don't know if you've ever seen The Boys, which is a TV series about superheroes who are actually really dodgy. It's a really, really good series, and lots of other things. I always thought Carl Urban was Australian, but maybe he's Kiwi, I don't know, but they thought he looked like him, and of course as soon as Evan said that, I was like, oh my god, you do. And so then there was like, oh, you can come through. So then Evan turned around and they waved on all the other boys, and then they went. So it was just hilarious. And then they walked through a park in the Bronx, completely oblivious. Nearly got killed by some gangsters because these guys said something to them, and one of the guys sort of said something back to them, but it wasn't, from their perspective, our boys' perspective, it wasn't. I might turn on the light. It feels like it's getting a bit dark. Hang on. From the boys' perspective, like they were just thought that it was just a bit of banter, but then it got a bit serious. So yeah, they had lots and lots of funny stories. It was great. And he said that the Americans are the friendliest people he has ever met. They were looked after wherever they went. Look, they went up to Niagara Falls, right? So they had a few days to sort of tootle about and do stuff before they had to be at the venue for the race. And they went to Niagara Falls, and then they thought, oh, I wonder what Canada's like. So they went up to the border and said, can we come in? And they said yes. That was pretty much how he said it. I said, how did you get in there? Don't you need a visa? He said, no, because we're in a vehicle. They just looked at our passports and let us in. And I was like, you're joking. So they spent a night in Canada at some national park in their RVs, and then came back through. Yeah, so they had a great time. He failed on his mission to go to a yarn store. He said, everything there is so far away from each other. And so he bought me a Houston t-shirt and a hoodie, zip-up hoodie. But I'm happy. I was just happy to have him home. While he was away, I walked the dog every single day. I walked Digger every day. I don't normally walk Digger because, as far as fitness for him goes, he goes to work with Evan every day and he's just running all the time. But I knew that for 2 weeks, Digger was going to be in his dog run out the back while I was at work, and I felt bad. So we'd get up early in the morning and go for a walk down to the corner and back, which is 2.16 kilometers altogether. And I conquered my fear. And so now we go for a walk every morning, except we didn't this morning because you kind of need a rest day. It is Saturday. And he loves it. So, within 3 days, Digger was coming to me at a certain time of the morning, like, come on, it's time to go for a walk. And he's so good to walk. I feel like the trip away for Evan was a good reset for both of us. Nothing was wrong with our relationship or anything, but you fall into ruts with your life and stuff. And he's come back and he's sort of experienced the way other people eat food. And, one of the guys that they traveled with was real into healthy food. Another one was quite a good cook. And, yeah, he's just been kind of picking up after himself a little bit more and helping out and eating lots of fruit, which is just amazing for him. And yeah, so really, really good all round. I did things while he was away, like I just had this list of things that I wanted to get done. I cleaned one of the little hallway between the bathroom and the lounge. It's sort of a defunct bathroom hallway, because that back door doesn't get used. We use the French doors that are to the side of it. And so it's got like a coat rack, and it's got shelves for excess kitchen appliances, and it's got the dog food and the chook food, and and it was just a dumping ground for lots of stuff. So I pulled everything out. I gave all the walls a good wipe, got the fly poo off the ceiling around the power, like the power boxes there as well, the fuse box, and pulled up. There was just like an off-cut of carpet down on the floor, which was an off-cut from the main part, but it's not hammered down. It was quite rough looking. So I pulled that out. I sanded the floor, gave it some floor polish, and then I just cut the mat down to a smaller, tidier size and put that in. Put an old chest of drawers in there. I've got bits and pieces, so everything's really organized in there and it looks really, really good. I also went to Bunnings and I bought some more of the wood that I use for those shelves up there, and Evan's wardrobe, or the wardrobe in our bedroom is his wardrobe. All the wardrobes are tiny, so I took everything out of there and I built some shelves in there. So, and then the 2 spare bedrooms, I think I've explained this before. So when I moved everything out into here, the plan was to put the spare bed in the room that I used as a craft room, and then have the other smaller bedroom as like a dressing room, because we just don't have enough space. So I've moved all the dressers, all the, the drawers out of our bedroom, and that is now the dressing room. It's not been fine-tuned yet, but it's mostly done, and there's still a lot of chaos to do in the spare bedroom. So the cupboards, or the shelves that I created in Evan's wardrobe, have got like his big sweatshirts and things that just didn't fit in his chest of drawers, and his hunting gear and things like that. So I did get quite a lot done. I still had a longer list, but you gotta be realistic about these things. And yeah, I don't think, did I do anything else? What have I put there? Floors, cleaning, shelves, bedrooms. Yeah, so that's another one of the jobs that I would like to be getting on with these holidays, is just to finish those 2 bedrooms off, those rooms. And the plan eventually will be to be able to buy a king size bed for our bedroom, so that we've got more room to sleep, and we can fit one in there now because we don't have a room full of furniture. So yeah, there you go. There's my update. I don't think there's anything else to tell you guys, but I will be back in a few days with Vlogtober, yay. And yeah, there was one more finished object. It was some cushions. I've made some cushion covers, but I've left them inside. I did do a little video on how to make them. If you're interested in me putting it together, editing it and putting it on here, let me know. I'll do that. I sort of went, it's probably a bit boring, but if you want me to, let me know and I'll put that together and chuck it on the channel. And you'll see the cushions anyway at some point during the vlogs. So until then, take care, behave yourselves, don't do anything naughty, and I'll see you next time. Love you all. Bye.